sound is going through the microphones now, so I don't see anything we can't take back.
Okay. We're recording it right now.
Perfect.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Great.
We're ready.
Welcome back to Cross to Mouth, guys.
And welcome me back to America.
Yeah, welcome back. I heard you got into trouble in Brazil. Or like, what the?
I didn't get into trouble, but I just got back from Brazil. And the thing about Brazil is that, like, the good thing is the people and the Amazon jungle, you know, that's cool. And then the bad part is the people in the jungle are like the worst thing I've ever seen. The people are creepy as fuck, okay? There's some like shiny beacons of light. What I mean is I was in like a rural jungle village and the people I was staying with were delightful, like middle class. There it's like upper middle class people working. They're like work for the government. Nice kids, nice family, weird dog, but whatever. Really nice people, okay? I was like hanging out with my parents. And the rest of the people there are like live on a strictly survival basis.
Yeah,
and it's
like subsistence
scary
farmers.
As fuck. It's not just subsistence. It's like, you know, they have a big problem with like sex trafficking and drugs. And in little rural areas, like the people just live like, it's not exactly a slum, but it's slummy. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Sure.
a jungle kind of slum.
So
type
like
of thing.
not participating in the economy.
Well, I feel like that's a strong statement. Like everybody participates in the economy if they just live and spend money on something.
Well, right, but if they're like, you know, they go hunting for birds of paradise or whatever, and then like, you know,
It's
like then they're
somewhere,
not.
but
you know
it's
what I
somewhere
mean?
in the middle of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
there's a range of how people live there. Some of them live like normal middle class, but then they live behind like electrified fences because the rest of the people don't give a fuck. And you can see it when you look in somebody's eyes.
Yeah.
That like you can read about it all you want, but when you go to a place, you just don't know till you go and you look somebody in the face, you know?
Yeah.
And you can see the not giving a fuckness. You know how like if you see kids on the New York subway and they look kind of like weirdly adult, you know,
Yes.
like they've like savvy kind of, like they know better than you. Everybody there looks like that. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because they're like, yeah, because they don't. I get it. Like they don't care.
Because
Not
the
participating in the social contract that we all participate in, where it's like you walk on the right side of the sidewalk to make it easier for everyone. They're like, no, I walk where the fuck I want to. Because
Well, if you're there, if you're surviving and life is hard like that and you're surrounded by like poverty and violence, then you don't give a fuck. You're going to do what you got to do. And I stuck out like a sore thumb being this blonde, pink-headed American.
Sure.
So the rules were don't leave your hotel, don't walk around, don't talk to people, don't trust Brazilian men. They're scary, and they are. I told you these guys tried to draw me out in the fucking jungle. They were like, we're researchers, and they spoke English, and I was like, that's very
like,
charming.
Did they have keys where they were like, this way, little girl?
No, but they
This
were
way.
dangling candy, and I just like couldn't.
Literal
And I
candy.
and I
That's
ran
awesome.
after.
Like, oh my god, this blonde adult woman from America must love candy.
They're like, you
That's-
like guava, right? It's fresh here.
That's what we know.
Well, they're like, do you know Purdue University? I go, oh my God, English speakers, people who know stuff from my country. This is cool. And they were like old professor types. And my parents are like, you know, I felt comfortable, which was a mistake. And I was with this family on a jungle hike, you know, so I was with people. And they go, are you here alone? No, I'm traveling with a family. Oh yeah, but you're alone though, right? Like you're staying alone. And I swear to God, having lived in New York for 10 years, I still didn't see it. I was like,
Really?
this is a charming,
That wasn't like a big red flag. It was like
wasn't
the
a big-
opening of fucking Taken. Where
That
that
was the most
that's what it
horrifying
is.
part, is how much that wasn't a red flag for me. Isn't that horrifying?
Yes.
Luckily, I was with these people. They kept asking me weird, like, of course, an hour later, it clicked for me with when people speak Portuguese, do you understand any of it? Nope, not a word, totally confused. And then so this guy gave me his number, wanted me to text him pictures, clearly trying to get my information, phone number, name of the hotel, whatever. I gave him nothing. By chance, I'm an idiot who just talks nonsense all day long. So I didn't give any information, okay? But not because I'm smart, just because I'm just like a dippy blonde. And then on the way back, the host dad was like, you know, those are what we call, how do you say in English? Sexual predators. I go, what?
Wow.
What? Really? And he goes, yes. He goes, tear up that phone number because then he'll have your number forever. Those people are dangerous. I was genuinely shaken. I was texting Kurt. When I got back to the hotel, I was like kind of in tears because I was freaked out by not having realized the obvious. Do you know what I mean? Like I was so close to doing a dumb thing in a shithole country.
Yeah, but what we call close to doing a dumb thing is that you didn't do. You made it back.
Right.
You're
thank
fine.
God. Totally fine.
Yeah. Right. Didn't get like you're fine. Like so you didn't do the dumb thing. Your
didn't do the
instincts
dumb
were
thing.
on point enough to not give out your hotel information and
At
to not
least that.
right.
Thank fucking God.
That's not a thing. You
well,
know what I mean?
but I'm like almost 30. It's like I'm not
you're
a child.
Almost outside the window of sex trafficking. They're almost too old.
I'm almost too old
to be
for
wanted.
That was fucking terrible. Kurt was like, make up a reason, come home. And I was like, look, I think I can just probably survive this and be fine. So I memorized, my host family's the best. I memorized the speech in Portuguese to call the police just in case and like practice their pronunciation and just like told people whenever I could to show it off, you know? But it was fine. Nothing happened. I don't know if I'd go back. It was, it's cool, whatever. You got to see the jungle. It's going to be all gone someday, but like, fuck that shit.
I don't know. I really, like, I think it's so important, like, the what you were talking about, like, looking someone in the eye who just doesn't give a fuck, who's, like, not in this system. Because I feel like most people that we interact with on a day-to-day basis are, like, a part of the system. Even if they're a criminal, they, like, get at the like traffic lights and signs and like how you interact at a counter and like just like all the little micro things that are like we're a society and we're in this together. And when you deal with somebody who just is so outside of that because they've got nothing to fucking lose,
and because the police don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
they don't
just
patrol
a different
over
system. That's like I think what's missing from the larger conversation about income inequality in this country. You know what I mean? Like because when you have a portion of the population that is so poor they've got nothing to lose, that's what starts to happen. Is that people like will throw bricks through windows and then you just can't have a business.
That's true, and there's that element. But when you go there, it's a whole other level of that. Like at least here, you know. Whatever Black Lives Matter problems we have, the police are here, okay, and they do their jobs to whatever problem you have.
We're starting to lose faith in that. And that's really scary because like the domino effect of that.
You can make this gesture all you want, but when you go to Brazil, the police are not preventing it from sucking how they basically do here. So here, you see cops driving around, making sure people aren't fucking checking. Doesn't mean fucked up shit doesn't happen.
No. And fucked up shit does happen.
But they're checking for it, and they're not all corrupt.
And I totally agree with you on that. But right now, like part of the problem, like what the discussion and the exposure of like police corruption and like as more and more of these events, as we collectively lose faith in the police, that's it's like losing faith in the currency. It's like when you get right down to it, it's kind of all smoke and mirrors anyway.
But
you know what I mean?
Like
there's
the beauty of this country. When I came out, like I really appreciate that we have a thing like that where we go, the people are losing faith in the police. Let's do something about it. And it's a national issue. Over there, people openly have contempt for the police. The police are on the take. They're all corrupt. They don't give a fuck. And so they don't even have the beginnings of a conversation like that of, what are we going to do about the police? What you're going to do is stay the fuck out of the way and keep your mouth shut. It's a beautiful thing that we have, you know, that now police are going to wear body cameras or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they shouldn't be shooting unarmed black people. We can all agree on that, but we're talking about it and something's being done. I missed here so much when I was there. Like this beautiful fucked up country, I missed it.
Did it feel like if you just lived there that you'd probably be burned at the stake? Like did it just feel like
it felt like it's a numbers game. Like I would eventually be targeted for something because I don't speak the language. I have a blank confused look on my face because I don't know what the fuck anybody's talking about.
That's your resting,
and it's obvious.
Instead of resting bitch face, you've got resting confused blonde face.
Totally. Like they were talking about me. Those two fucking predators in the jungle were talking about me and I had no idea. It had to be brought to my attention later. So, and also they don't have people who look like me there. They have blondes, but they don't have like a pink English speaking, confused looking little
white ladies,
you know, nose ring blonde. They don't have that. So it would just be a matter of time before some shit on some scale of the fucked up, like, you know, spectrum happened to me. And that sucks.
Well, I'm glad you made it back.
Me too. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
We'll be right back with our guest, Aaron Berg.
Yes.
Come on over.
Awesome job, guys.
Thanks.
That was the tightest first second you guys have done so far.
Right?
Yay.
Now we're going to have the
Hi.
who has shitty
Hi.
coffee, and we're so sorry.
Yeah, they put sugar in my coffee. It's awful. I'd never drink sugar in my coffee.
Yeah, you look like you have.
You look sugarless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really,
It's an
I
awkward
really do
thing.
feel like I could bounce a quarter off of every muscle in your
Really?
body.
I
Yeah.
feel tight.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
feel
you are
good.
tight. You look
yeah,
tight.
I feel tight.
You're dressed
feel-
to look tight
Yeah,
also.
it's it's midlife crisis, but I've handled it very well, I think.
Do you go on stage with that, with a wife beater?
Sometimes some people tell me I can't do it, and then they turn out to be wrong. Ari Shaffir told me, he's like, you can't go up there with a tank top.
Ari
it's like
Shaffir?
a really pretty girl with a short skirt. They're just gonna look at you. And I said, watch, I can do it. And I went, and then I came off, and he goes, you're right.
Have you
Alright.
seen his face and body? He has no he has no leg to stand on telling people what to wear.
Really?
Unbelievable. Yes.
I'm jealous of his mohawk, though. That I always wanted to have a mohawk.
Don't say that publicly. He wants you to say that.
Yeah, he probably plotted it a
We-
long time ago.
We were all shocked that he had enough hair to pull off the mohawk down the center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't have Jew male pattern baldness
He
yet.
does though. He just like disguised it with a mohawk.
If I did
Counterintuitively.
it, there'd be a hole like in the middle.
That's what we. Oh, you
Is that
got
where
a
the,
giant
is that
thigh
what the
tattoo?
yarmulke is
Yeah,
for?
maybe.
To cover that balding spot? Is that what that's for?
Yeah, that's what that's for.
Yeah, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
But muscles can cancel hair, no problem.
I think so
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
I like it. I get looked at a lot by women and creepy old men.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of creepy old men that are like.
Welcome to the jungles of Brazil.
I just heard your story about being up
Yeah.
at 116th Street. What was that like? That sounded horrific. You're like, they're speaking Spanish, and oh my God, I didn't know what to. I was like, that's Harlem. No.
Yeah, no, I
Sound
stumbled
like
onto some
Baltimore.
sort of street fair with live chickens and was like, I should go back to where I know how things work.
It's gross. You live up there, don't you? You
I live
uptown.
I live in Washington
Yeah.
Heights. Yeah, 167. It's fine. You know, it's funny when I came back to Brazil, I realized that they are like the Dominican people I live with are a transplant from the Dominican Republic. It was like somebody picked up this Brazilian village and just dropped it in New York. You know what I mean? It's the same porch sitting culture that they've had.
Yeah.
I see people take down chairs, like not to go to the park, but just to sit on the sidewalk outside of the
Oh,
building.
they love it. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love it, yeah. And I find it sweet because it's fucking here. So
Yeah, the sun and the outside and the sense of community.
well,
and
the city is disgusting, but like we, at least there's like normal police and other residents living here to kind of keep it cool, you know.
Yeah.
And they're fine. They mind their own fucking business.
I stayed up there for a few months. I had nowhere to stay, and I was sleeping with this girl, so I had a place to stay. And it was at 169th and Audubon. And
That's exactly where I live.
and they would use the building. The drug dealers would use the building to like run through to
Yep.
hide drugs and stuff. And
That-
it was very loud in comparison to where I live now. I
That's
live
my
in
whole
Queens.
life. It's
and
loud
you like
and
it?
drugs.
You don't get angry?
Well, no, I don't get it. First of all, I don't really have a proper job. I just like write and do this.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are loud, it's fine. I'm also loud. Me and Kurt are super loud. I live with Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you've
we're
had the
super
cops
loud.
called, right?
We had the cops called on us once. Yeah, we're very loud.
Why?
Because we got into a crazy
Arguing?
fight.
Because-
Everybody thinks he's the crazy monster, but like I keep my crazy inside. Do you know what I mean? We work
Yeah.
very well together.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cops came. We've got a really loud dog. So
Yeah.
like one lady actually had the nerve. She goes, "Your dog is so loud." I go, "All right, bitch.
You said that?
Settle down. So are you." Well, I
That's
just go, "Well,
great.
yeah, you guys are too." I mean,
I love that the
That's why
white
we're
people
here.
are the problem in the
Yeah.
building. These goddamn white people
Yeah, it's the
always
it's the
arguing every Sunday.
The first phase of gentrification is
Yeah.
we send
Oh,
the
it's so
shitty white
good.
people out there.
no, we fit right in with them. We're
Yeah.
like loud, disgusting people. It's
Really?
perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
gross. I never want to see your house.
You don't.
No, I live in Queens now, and it's like beautiful and quiet, and I have a hot tub on my deck.
Oh,
And
that's-
yeah, it's great.
That's
Yeah,
But I
annoying
lived
to
up there
hear.
for a while, and then I lived in Harlem for a while, and that was horrible too.
Harlem, really?
Yeah.
I thought Harlem was like pretty like good and white now.
It was Hamilton Heights, technically like 154 in Amsterdam, and it was bad. I saw like a kid whipping a dog,
Oh
and the
my
father was
God.
okay with it. And I was like, "You need to tell your kid to stop whipping that dog." He's like, "This ain't none of your business." And then like it almost turned to a fight with me and him, and the dog just looked confused. I think the dog would have attacked me too. Like they trained it to probably attack Whitey.
Yeah, that's like how
Jesus
women
Christ.
are in
Yeah.
domestic violence. So like, if you see like a guy like yelling or like pushing a woman in public, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, break this up," she'll immediately be like, "No, this is none of your business.
Yeah.
You stay away from my man."
But I
It's like,
stopped one of those at Queens
yeah,
Plaza.
and
yeah.
it worked out.
You
Yeah.
stopped a woman beating?
I feel like
Oh,
every
this
time I've
dude
ever
was
seen.
smoking the crap out of. He smoked her in the face twice. She's holding the baby, And I was like, and it was me and like a Muslim dude, and we broke this thing up. This was right in the height of the NYPD slowdown. There's no cops around.
Oh God.
And I'm like, and he's like, this ain't none of your business. And I'm like, you cannot hit a woman. He's like, this ain't what, you my father? And I'm like, come on, you don't really know your father. Don't play that game.
It's your business if you hit a woman, but if you do it in broad daylight in public, then it's all of our business. You want to keep that shit in your house? I'll never know. I guess I care on like a human level, but I don't, if I can't see it, then what am I going to do? If you do
maybe
it
if
outside.
she live journals about it.
What'd you say?
I said maybe if she live journals about it.
Yeah.
That's a strictly white thing.
I know.
If you do it outside, it's public for everybody to judge. Your actions can be judged if you punch a woman. Then we can judge that.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
also
our
illegal.
job and it's people's job as a like loosely held together community to jump in.
Yeah.
What are you going to see a woman holding a baby being punched and do nothing? Like we also live here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in that.
No,
also,
you're right.
next time it could be me, so totally jump in.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kaytlin told me that you like were a bodybuilder. Obviously, I can see it now looking at you.
Yeah.
And you wrote a book about it.
I didn't write a book about
No.
bodybuilding, but
What did you write a book about? What's your
I
book
have
about?
2 books. I have a book that just came out called American Etiquette. It's a liberal interpretation of conservative stereotypes. It's basically how to be a good American, which is ironic because I'm Canadian.
You are.
Yeah, you can't tell. You just looked at me. You were like,
Right?
I'm
There's
disturbed.
no maple syrup coming out of your nipples.
I mean, you're also Jewish, and I feel like I can't tell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Right.
You
but
can't tell. He's got tattoos in Hebrew all over the damn place.
That's true.
All right. Well, you're paying more attention than I.
Yeah.
I just have those muscles and was like, nope, not Jewish.
Really? You used to bang a lot of like weird Jewish men, didn't you?
Yeah, none of them had muscles like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like
That-
guys
I don't
that
date
you'd
Jews
meet
for that
outside of
reason.
yeshiva. Why? Because they're all
I can't-
weaselly looking.
That's right. I can't with that. It like the pheromones of it turns me right
Yeah.
off. You know, like I can smell how our kids are gonna have twisted pretzel guts, and I just like I can't fuck with that. It's gross to me. Like
Yeah.
it's not a conscious thing. I just like. I met one Jew that I was really into, and he turned out to be like related to me distantly by blood, and I just gave up.
What?
I gave up after that. Yeah, it was like a crazy coincidence, and it broke my heart for.
Did you sleep with him?
I wish I had. No, I was just a scared virgin who did nothing.
That would have been so
I wish
funny.
I got that one under my belt, but no.
If you inbred with a Jew that
Lost
you never
her
knew about.
virginity.
He
Lost
was
your-
so hot. I would have inbred the shit out of him. I mean,
Really?
he's the hottest Jew I ever saw in person.
Yeah.
Or anywhere. Just a hot Jew. A hot Jew. That's like a statement.
People think Gary Goldman's attractive.
Gary Goldman is attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But he's dating my best friend, so what am I going to do?
Yeah. I think I'm better looking than Gary Goldman.
You're all right.
I think if you're going for like pure sex appeal, I think it would come to me. Unless height's a thing for you. Caitlin's thinking
Yeah.
about this because height's a thing.
Yeah, height's a thing for me.
Well,
so I
you've
don't
got
know.
the less Jewy thing going on. And like
Yeah.
as much as Gary's my good friend and I
Yeah.
love him.
Gary
but
looks like a hot professor.
he does look like a hot professor, but he's still, and I think he would agree with me on this because I don't think he goes for Jewish girls also, there's still too much of a Jew factor. Do you know what I mean? Like with you, if you didn't have those tattoos, I would have no idea. Like the Jew thing and the Canadian thing, you could just keep under wraps if you
Yeah.
wanted.
I could stay in the closet with that stuff.
Yeah, you could be like a Long
Some
Island
people would
person.
say you should, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
The industry? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I read your Reddit AMA. I was so curious about you.
Really?
I
I
didn't know what the
hated
fuck you
Reddit.
did. Everybody does.
So
We just were
gross.
talking about this last night. Everybody, it's gross. It
And
is.
they hate us.
And
Do
they
they
don't
hate
care
you?
for us. Yes. Well, we are a series of holes. I don't know if you knew this.
Nope.
Who say whole things coming out of our
Oh.
sin
Our
mouths.
whole
Yeah.
Do they call you whores?
Holes.
Holes.
Even weirder. Whores we could deal with. It's in our description.
Why do they
Also,
call
a
you
whore
holes?
is like factually accurate, you know, like so like we've fucked around. So if you want to call me a whore, so be it.
Yeah.
But just a hole, you guys. A hole. Can we get more creative with the
Yeah.
gendered insults?
Internet people tend to get really upset
I
over
like
stuff.
bleeders, which I think was Michael
Yeah.
Shea's thing.
I think that's
yeah,
hilarious.
That's so great. It's just bleeder.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
I just wanted to be original. But I read your thing. Okay, so you
Yeah.
used to strip, is that right?
Yeah, I stripped for a while, for like a year and a half.
Did you ever talk to Dante Nero about this?
I talk to
he's
Dante
like,
all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because I remember he's got like a similar. He's like the bitch whisperer. He was on Race Wars with
Yeah,
that.
Dante's very good with stuff like that.
Very good with that. He impresses me every
He's like,
time.
Shh, give me your money. Yeah.
But my question is, what I was curious about with you is like because I know female strippers or people who used to do it, and it fucks up their kind of relationship with earning money and also with men. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they see like the real transactional way of dealing with people. Like, so what was that like for you? Did that like do
Exactly the same. I couldn't have relationships afterwards for a long time. Like I remember I went through a phase where the only sex I would have afterwards was like I would pay for sex, just because
Because
it
you
was so
understood what was happening.
concise
So
and so
straightforward.
easy.
Yeah.
And I could barely talk to women afterwards, and I felt like I think I put so much value on looks, so then your confidence goes down about everything else, and it was really difficult. It took me years and years. I mean, I'm in a good relationship now, but it took years to be in a good relationship after that.
I found it's really hard not to like keep score in a relationship with the money stuff or with the sex stuff, or like I still have this like transactional tally thing in my head.
Oh, I still do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
like,
I do too. I mean, I have a vagina, so I'm like, there is like many exchanges that happen.
And then I've also found this with like other sex workers, and certainly with myself, and also like other women who have been in like sugar baby relationships, where for some
You
reason,
mean relationships, but
yeah,
go on.
right, yeah. Relationships with rich men, where for some reason the money feels different. I don't know why.
What do you mean though?
It feels like Monopoly money, like fucking.
like easy money.
yeah.
Kind of, but like it's I mean it's not easy. Like it's not work.
But it's not a 9 to 5. Like it's not a thing where you gotta like suck it up and go to the office and do
Yeah, but
this
neither
grind,
is like
right?
waitressing or comedy. Like the comedy money felt more real to me than the sex work money. Even though you know what I mean. Like
Even though
it's-
you barely make any comedy
yeah,
money. but
yeah. Well, it's not fair. Right. But it flies out of my hand less quickly.
Yeah.
Did you ever fuck for money?
Yeah.
What was that like?
The
Fun-
bee's
fun?
knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fucking for money. The first thing that happened was I had a girl that would just pay to blow me, and that was great.
Where did you? Is she still?
I
in
know.
touch?
You're is this a unicorn? What dream world in Candyland where this happened? Is your dick magical? I was stripping, and this girl was like, and these guys would teach me how to do it, and they'd be like, okay, so if this girl comes up and says she wants to go out with you, you'd be like, oh, I'd love to, but I can't leave unless like I'm getting paid. The club gets upset. So she was like, well, I really want to suck your dick. And I was like, oh, it's $50. So we like drove to a park and did that. And then, yeah.
That's awesome.
Banged some other women. One girl paid
Congratulations.
$60. I wasn't expensive. One girl paid $60, and it was like my 1-year anniversary. We were working at the club, and I never had sex. And she's like, kept playing with my dick while I was dancing to whatever Desperado song was playing in the background, or Bon Jovi. And she's like, put it in me. I'm like, no, I can't. I'll get fired. And then I went upstairs. I was like, that girl kept trying to fuck me. They're like, go fuck her. And I was like, but I'll get fired. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a fucking renegade. So I had a condom in my slouch socks. We used to wear slouch socks and jean shirts. It was the gayest straight job. And I went downstairs. I was like, come on, I'll dance for you again. She's like, I have no more money. After she already gave me $60. I was like, don't worry about it. And I slid inside of her. I'm not kidding. I came and it was so erotic because it's in public and so wrong.
So
I
dirty.
like 2 pumps and I was like, this massive load just tore out like
Oh my
God's
God.
spite.
That's
right,
flattering if you're a woman.
right inside of her. And like, no, the condom's still in my sock, by the way.
Oh
And,
no!
yeah, massive, huge, biggest load I probably ever came in my, and right after
So she
she's
got her
like-
money's worth, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that was a lot of. If she was weighing the semen by the liter, she got her money's worth. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm so glad I did this." And I'm like, "Why? Like, you couldn't have enjoyed that at all." And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting married tomorrow." And I was like, "Ooh." I busted the biggest load inside of this woman, and she was getting married the next day.
That's
So
so
That's an
great.
amazing
clearly
story.
they had wedding sex the next night, and they probably had a kid due to my massive load that came all bald and muscly. He's like some Dominican guy. Why is the baby so blanco?
Why is
the
our kid
hottest
Jewish?
cuckold
Yeah.
story.
Why is the baby circumcised already?
I love women are scumbags too. Stories.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's like that's the most egalitarian thing I've ever heard.
I fucked a guy right after he tattooed my taint. right on the tattoo table. He pulled the needle off the gun and got me off with the vibrating like tattoo gun.
Okay.
And then fucked me on that tattoo table with
I
all
can't
of
believe
the.
it's taken you this long to tell me that.
What are you talking? No, here's like when you get a tattoo, like your brain. I mean, you know this. Like, your brain is pumped full of all these like painkiller hormones, like all the fucking adrenaline, and like you're like why getting tattooed feels good.
She
Because,
got a
like,
twat
what-
tattoo just to catch you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that.
I think I know.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
Oh, okay.
Well, I showed her in the bathroom last week after
Finally,
the episode.
freaking
right?
finally. Yes, thank
You
you.
It's on your
act like I was
taint?
playing. Yeah,
I thought it was over your pussy.
it's both. It goes
Oh.
all the way around.
Sneak- Sneaks
I've
around.
never seen it.
It's
you
a
know,
wraparound.
Caitlin stayed over at my house once, and we never did anything.
guys
Yeah, we
didn't
never
fuck?
we didn't
No.
fuck. I
What's
know, but I
wrong
woke
with
up for
you?
work at 6 a.m. still drunk and had to like go and
Yeah, we
usher
were really
children.
drunk, and we just went.
Really
oh,
drunk.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you guys are friends.
Yeah, she
Ew.
woke up so angry. She was like, "Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my fucking God!" And I'm like,
sweating
What?
vodka whiskey combo.
"Yeah, we were really drunk.
No, we didn't fool around.
Yeah, we didn't do anything."
We met doing comedy at somewhere where
Yeah, Caitlin wanted to bone me really bad.
I did. That is
Yeah.
true. And then
that right?
he was the first person in comedy that I told that I used to be a sex worker to, because he had a one-man show about stripping. And then he brought me to Toronto way too early to tell that story. And then that's where I
What, like
met.
to open for you?
Yeah.
It was like North by Northeast Festival, so he
Mm-hmm.
took Caitlin,
Jay.
Louis, Julio Gomez, and,
Dave Smith.
Dave Smith, and I think Okerson was up there.
Yeah, Jay
too.
was there. And that's what Jay started fucking with me after I started bombing. So we would like, they'd call my name, you totally call my name on stage, and then he'd like grab me by the back of the shirt and hold me for like too long, and then I'd like try to hit him and then just get on stage and bomb again and fucking blame him for no reason. I mean, yeah, it was nice. Yeah, but that was the first time that we all met.
I'm just picturing you like running as hard as you can.
Yes.
Like a cartoon character while he holds the back of your shirt.
Yeah, like a parody of a type A personality, fucking panicking for, yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we never had sex.
No.
And so, like, in the future, what are your plans for fucking each other?
Probably
Like,
not
yeah,
I
existent.
don't think
Really?
so. And you seem to be in like a really
Yeah, I'm in a
awesome
relationship.
long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we passed over the like friendship hurdle and like it's just comfortable now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what got you into comedy, though, after, like, the easiest money in the world?
Well, the money wasn't
It's
that
not that
great.
easy.
And there were some nights I wouldn't make a lot. Like
But
some
60
nights
bucks
I'd
to
make.
be blown is like a dream job.
It was 50 to be blown. It was 60 to come inside a girl and impregnate.
In front of everyone.
Yeah, you gotta get all the money right. That's what Jewish strippers are good with. It's 60 if you want me to inseminate you. It was the money wasn't that great. Like some nights I'd make like 300, and then other nights, literally, I remember walking with like $4 in change when like
It's like waiting tables. It's like the same as if you were waiting tables,
Yeah.
except people just look at your body.
Yeah. But
Well, so it's like waiting tables.
it was more fun,
I
and you
felt-
could do it high all the time.
I felt like waiting tables was worse.
What was your high of choice, though?
we would smoke weed like all the time.
Oh,
That was
that's
it.
like a very tame stripper job.
Yeah.
What are some of the like? I only went to a male strip club that catered to women once in Montreal, and it was a genuinely awesome experience. I ended up spending like $300 without thinking about it, and
Yeah.
I felt this weird. I felt like a king, you know, like just like if I give you this
It was male
coin-
strippers or it was girls?
Male
It was men.
strippers. Yeah, I've been to female strip clubs, but like this was a male strip club that catered to women. It wasn't a gay club, and everyone spoke French, which I thought was like super hot. And somebody blew on my clitoris, which was amazing.
Like
And-
blue air? Like
yeah, they blew air on my clitoris, which was so hot. But I don't know. I gave this coin because it's a foreign currency, so it's monopoly money. But like it ended up being like $300 American, which was way more than I thought it was gonna be. Like I'd give you a coin, and then he would act like he really liked me, and I knew it was an act, and I didn't care. I just really loved it.
What's it like shoving coins and stuff? Like you need
I
paper
handed
money to go to a strip club, don't you? It's like
I
coins.
used to
You
get
can
coins.
hurt somebody.
I was like around the invention of the loonie and the toonie in Canada, so you'd get change. You'd be like, "Fuck this," and you put it in your sock, and it'd go down like into the bottom of your shoe, and you'd be like, "Fucking change in my foot."
Yeah, you can never walk through a river without drowning.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh man.
You ever get guys in there though?
Yeah, we stripped for guys on Sundays. We had to do that. Or
Did you ever
couldn't
do
work
like
weekends.
sex stuff with a guy?
Used to jack off in front of dudes.
That's like
Like I'd
again seems
stand
like
here,
a very comfortable job
You'd be
to
over
me.
there and just be like, looking around. They'd
Just
have like
You're
straight
jacking off and he's
yeah,
watching.
they'd have straight pornos on.
Yeah.
And then you'd jack off. There's guys would be like, put on this onesie. Like they'd make you try on weird onesies, like yellow, and you'd be all hard, and they'd be like, look at that banana. Like, weird stuff like that. It was a weird dynamic, definitely.
What did you look like though? Did you look like more jacked than now, or did you look
I
like?
have pictures somewhere if I turn on my phone.
Oh
But
my God, I'd
yeah, I
love to
had
see.
blonde hair, and I was like equally jacked, I think. Maybe a little. No, I think I'm in better shape now. But and I was bodybuilding at the time. I was doing steroids too, so it would go in and out. And you'd be angry a lot because of the mood swings and stuff, and then cry sometimes. That was fun. Stupid fucking job. No one fucking values us.
So, do you think that's worse or better than like the PMSing that happens in a female strip club?
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
steroid stuff. There was a lot of fights, like between male strippers and stuff.
Were they all doing it? Were they all
A lot of guys were on steroids.
on steroids?
Yeah, you had to be competitive
Mm-hmm.
in order to make that money. There was so many weird stories. Me and this guy Hot Chocolate jacked off in front of a guy once, and he's dead now. Hot Chocolate died.
Oh, rest in peace, Hot
He
Chocolate.
was
That's
an
fucked
asshole.
up.
He stole
Oh, really?
$400 from me once. He was a really bad person. Oh my God.
$400.
That's
is like
what I
5
look
people
like.
kissing your
See
belly
the
button.
me next to Jason Priestley? Like that's not really. I'm not with Jason Priestley,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
used to look like.
Can
No
you text that to
fucking
me and I
kidding.
will tweet it out from our
Yeah.
our
Holy
Twitter
shit.
handle?
You look like Zach Morris from
Saved by the Bell.
Wow, that's shocking.
Oh, all right. Let me hear.
Yeah, text
Not
it
in
to me
a
and I'll
bad
tweet
way,
it
in a
out.
very shocking way. Somebody just.
I was attractive, right?
You
You're
look
still
like
attractive.
you're still
In
hot.
a different way.
in a
maybe.
very different way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a way that I'm more attracted. I feel like I look at guys like my age and younger, and I'm like, I can't.
I have a
don't-
35-year-old hard minimum. I can't
Yep.
I can't fuck with nothing younger than that.
Really?
That's disgusting. Yeah, I can't. Like guys my own age, first of all, if a guy's your age, he's 7 years younger because guys grow up like at the rate that whatever, a comet revolves around the sun.
Yeah,
and then,
I don't know what that is.
And also, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're condescending assholes. Like,
Mhm.
I can't deal with that from a younger guy at all. I won't be condescended to by someone who's
My
less good than
age,
me.
right? Yeah.
And no money, right? So like the money part is just so I don't have to pay for things. So you can understand my hesitation. And they don't know what they're doing. That's like the biggest thing is I just let me be with someone who kind of knows what they're doing a little bit and have had some of the like arrogant bullshit beat out of them by life.
Even if we're not talking about
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not you. You're so oily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, so tan.
Yeah. Caitlin's
Jesus
tongue just came out
Christ.
when you said oily.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was involuntary.
You're so oily.
Look at the oils on you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
fucking
so
shit.
long ago. That's like another
That's
lifetime ago.
wild.
That's 20.
I wouldn't have recognized you
ago.
as being the same person if you didn't just tell me that. We're gonna have to tweet this out if you don't
Yeah.
No,
mind.
I'm
because
doing it
people
right now.
this-
I'm literally,
another-
I'm on top of it.
I'll send it to Caitlin.
What's with the skin stuff? Like, do you guys?
You tan your body
Wait,
up
wait.
when you bodybuild.
So so that's when you were hot. Okay.
Aha. What?
Well, I have
What
right
was
here.
I?
It was a hot stripper, but like that's
Yeah.
all right. So
This
we're
was
gonna
the
do another
bodybuilding.
one.
Did you win? Did you win competitions?
That one I won, yeah. That was 94, Mr. Toronto.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Mr. Toronto.
I mean, you don't look that not similar. I mean, you look very similar now.
I could look like that with 8 weeks of dieting. Like 8 weeks of really intense dieting.
well, what's your regimen now? Is you don't have sugar in your coffee? You don't.
Yeah.
What are your
I just
rules?
I eat a lot of protein. I eat some vegetables, some fruit, and I work out like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
it's a-
find that like comedy's kind of like stripping in a way, like of getting up there and kind of exposing yourself?
Yeah, I got so much timing I got from stripping, like learning how to do the big stuff and to maintain over longer sets. It's ironic, but yeah.
It's like a showmanship thing, right?
Yeah, it is. And I perform when I do stand up. I know some people don't. They just kind of stand there and say, "Here's my jokes," but I like performing. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
very
energy of that.
similar.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's what people pay for, though. Like, you know, there's the low energy thing that works and that people enjoy, but it's a show also. So people want to see a show, you know? I admired that. Like that's what I find difficult about doing stand-up. Like the writing jokes is the fun part, you know. Telling jokes is okay. Interacting with people is okay, but like the putting on a show part, that's what I'm still getting the hang of. Do you know what I mean? That's not that easy. You know, it's like you got to turn up and you don't always feel it, you know. But I don't know. I guess I'm not very good at it.
1994. Crazy.
I'm still absorbing the oil picture. It's
that's a lot of oil.
Yeah,
I dieted so hard for that. I remember dieting so hard, and then my mom made me like a whole tray of brownies for after, and I ate them all, and they were so good.
But isn't there a thing of if you're like doing your like cycle of steroids and then not, and then eating and not, like isn't there a point when you do eat all that shit just to bulk up? Or
well, I have cheat days now, but I more like a cheat meal and stuff, just because you need to. Yeah, you need to. Once your body's kicking, you can fuck around a little bit.
And you can't like let go of that kind of discipline.
I did for when I was drinking. I wasn't in this kind of shape. I mean, I lost 30 years in the past year and a, 30 years. I lost 30 pounds in the last year and a half because I stopped drinking. So when I was drinking, I wasn't in this good a shape.
I remember when I lost a ton of weight. I dropped 10 pounds not drinking, and that was a clue to me of like, oh shit, you drink a lot. You drink 10 pounds worth of alcohol a year. It's crazy.
Yeah, that'll fuck with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm back to drinking, but
you also took up cigarette smoking, so you're like
yes, I'm not eating. So
you're like
great.
Canceling a weight gain vice with a
shitty teeth vice.
Gonna get cancer vice. Yeah. So that's like pretty equal.
Way more concerned about the teeth thing than the cancer thing. I think because I'm not convinced that we know what causes cancer, and that it seems like everything causes cancer.
Yeah, I saw Garofalo on stage, and she had some pretty good statistics saying that cigarette smoking had
I'm sure it's
less
terrible
to do with
for
it
you.
than we thought. But
but it's like we're just exposed to so many toxins. Like I don't even know how you would run the study to like isolate smoke. You know what I mean? Like just like I feel like I inhale so much bullshit just living in New York, and I rub like shit on my skin, and I eat things that are dyed with God knows what, and it's like I don't I feel like I'm consuming a ton of carcinogens a day.
My parents have tried to.
And I'm also smoking 2 or 3 cigarettes
a day
every couple of days. Like we're not talking about like a pack a day.
Yeah, but that will but calculate that over the course of a year. That's still like dozens of them.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I'm not your mom, but
right.
But my parents have honestly tried to Jew their way out of cancer. I've never seen anything like it.
What does that mean?
It
like
means
argue with them, suing cancer. What's happening?
It means like taking every possible precaution to avoid what I think is kind of just inevitable if you're gonna get cancer. I think there's like a big genetic and environmental component to it, and that if you're just gonna get it, a lot of the times like people smoke their whole lives and don't get it, and some people don't and do get it. But like, there's
my aunt has lung cancer. She's never smoked a day in her life.
You can't. Okay, so when I go, there's rules. This is why I was such a stunted child. They were like, "Don't you eat food?" And I was like, "Yes." Why isn't it working? It's because I was like a very underdeveloped child. It's because of these rules. Okay, no more than 1 egg a day, or you might die. So like breakfast is a challenge. No, like my parents wouldn't drink wine of any kind. No, nothing like that you could enjoy. No
but like
flavors.
eggs and wine are good for you.
But like the list would slowly get whittled down. Now when I go visit my parents, they're like, "Do you eat beets?" And I'm like, "Well, on occasion, I guess. Sometimes they're in stuff." And that is so wrong. Yeah, that is.
I feel like the anxiety of that is going to kill them faster than.
No, it's the opposite. It soothes them. It's like this is their mechanism for having control over the world. So thank God I'm an adult and I just don't have to listen.
Like
I could just do what
anorexia.
the fuck I wanted. If they have I could just drive and go get myself a sandwich if I want. But when I was a kid, I was at their mercy, and it makes them feel better. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they delight in this is like a kind of martyrdom for them of if we eat things with the least flavor and variety, then we're controlling the uncontrollable. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, my dad rebels against my mom's a like fattish health nut, so like Dr. Oz will come out with something, and then
Fattish health nut. What's that mean?
Like whatever the new health food is on Dr.
Fattish.
Oz.
I thought you said fattish.
Yeah, I thought you said fattish.
She tries and it's never worked.
Well, I mean, like,
I know what's healthy and I ignore it.
we're all
I'm
healthy.
a fattish health guru.
We're a heavy family, But every day at 2:30, my dad makes a McDonald's run, and it's his like rebellion against my mother. Yep.
Why would he do that?
because he fought in Vietnam, and that's what freedom is to him. So he just doesn't wear a seatbelt and eats, McDonald's whenever he
Your
wants.
father's a hero that I respect.
Yeah. So like
whatever he does, I'm behind.
he eats kale like that my mom serves him, but he eats McDonald's every day.
That's horrible.
I know.
Can we please get your dad on the show at some point?
I don't know.
Well, I worship him.
Did
for
I
your
tell you
stories.
about telling him about race wars?
No.
So the sentence I said to my father was, "Hey, I'm on this really popular podcast, Race Wars, that just got picked up by Sirius XM." But my dad doesn't know what a lot of those words mean. He doesn't
Did
know
you
what
explain that you fight black people to the death?
Well,
Did that clear it up at all?
Well, he doesn't know what a podcast is. He doesn't know what Sirius XM is. So my
Right.
dad just went, Race Wars. I don't think it's ever going to end. It's been going on for generations.
But now you're on board, Kaytlin. We got you on Team White. It's all going to turn around.
All right, Dad. Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah, I haven't bothered explaining. I'm just like, Daddy, I do a podcast. I go,
thing.
what's that? It's like radio, except like I don't make money. So
Right, yeah. It's radio on the internet.
What's your dad say about the race wars?
He doesn't
Obama's
have
a
any
Muslim Kenyan.
He
and
thinks that he
strategizes
does
them.
think that Obama is a Muslim Kenyan.
Does
but
he?
He does.
It starts to make sense, and I'm not kidding. You watch enough Fox News, you're like, this
I
makes
know.
sense.
It's like
he's
a fucking...
totally behind Iran.
Yeah.
He wants to fund them for nuclear weapons after the Ayatollah Khomeini steps all over an Israeli flag and says Israel's not going to exist in 25 years. He's a Muslim Kenyan, and
well, that resonates with Jews because Jews are not a fan of Obama.
No,
He's like an enemy of Israel.
He hates Israel.
Yeah.
and he's divided
That's
this
right.
country more than slavery did. Like he's
Fact.
Yes,
Science.
fact.
Statistics.
Yeah,
I can think
segregation.
about the Israel thing. Like, as much as it's like when people call your mom a cunt, I'm like, I can do that, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
So when people shit on Israel like that, there's a lot of, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't, like, you can look at it from a very American perspective and go, they should do this, they should make peace, but, like, people don't know what the fuck they're saying.
No.
Obama doesn't, how do I put this? Do it good.
Yeah, but isn't like the president of Israel? I don't know how any of this shit works, but like the fucking prime minister, what's the fucking system over there in Israel?
Yeah, there's
like,
a prime minister.
Netanyahu.
yeah, Netanyahu. Isn't he being like a fucking dick right now and just
Well,
making
he
things
wants
like
Israel to be
exacerbating everything?
Look, I went to Israel. Have you been to Israel?
Yeah, I was born there.
Really?
Yeah.
I went. There's no finite answers. Like you see,
Right, yeah,
you
of
see
course.
both sides. You see people
Yep.
be like, "This land wasn't really their land." You see people be like, "This land wasn't." Look at if you're going to justify Black Lives Matter because of the history of slavery in this country, but not justify Israel, that's a hypocrisy. When you say like, "Oh, they're not entitled to their strip of land, but black people should be able to punch their women and drive however they want," like it's a totally just where you walked in at a weird time. I don't believe any of those things. It was a
Everyone
character.
in the studio
It was a
is so
character
Jewish.
saying that. I believe that everybody pulled over should get out and admonished to the law. But it's so hypocritical. It's such a hypocritical thing.
And people don't, like, so the news now is Netanyahu won't open the doors to Syrian refugees and be like, what a the Jews of all people should understand the struggle. And look, on one hand, yes, there's people carrying babies fleeing from political oppression or whatever.
And also the drought.
However, Israel's a small country the size of smaller than New Jersey. They already have a demographic problem, okay? So what are they going to do now? Open the floodgates to hundreds of thousands of Muslims that, number one, the country can't support, has no room for, and will tip the balance and in favor of destroying the Jewish state? What
I
are they
believe
supposed
that
to
it is
do?
absolutely shitty for Americans on the other side of the Atlantic to fucking whine over lattes about how easy it is to let refugees into your country. Absolutely, it comes with
By the way, we're
consequences.
accepting 10,000 of them. That's
Sure.
it. A drop in the bucket.
Yeah, no, it's not a lot. It's not. It's going to be a fucking humanitarian crisis, and the fucking images from that looks like a dystopian novel to me. But like, it's but I don't fucking. All right. Yes, the Jews after the Holocaust, that was horrific and absolutely should have their own space.
The whole last 2,000
Does it
years
have
has been a nightmare.
to be the most like? You're surrounded by people that hate. Like, what about New Jersey? Like, it's the size of what if we just gave you like? You know, like, why does it have to be this?
It's a country that exists already. It's not a tent community of nomads that you
Sure.
can pick up and relocate. They have cities just like here. What are you going to do with that?
No, I mean, it's not a realistic plan.
Raise it to the ground and send them somewhere else? That's very Holocausty.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's right. It's crazy, but it's also part of it. Like, I feel like I don't understand it. Right. I get snippets of sound bites from the news over the course of the last decade.
It's worth it to go. It's worth it to see the people and how people live. You know what I mean? That's the most, like, that's what I got out of Brazil is you don't know, because I don't travel like that. You don't know a place until you go and you see it for yourself and you look at how you have to look at somebody's face and then
how they live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless you're like a real American, then you can just watch Woody Allen movies and not ever
Real
leave.
Americans are not watching Woody
Get
Allen
your news
movies.
from Jon Stewart and you are fine.
I don't know. It's just it's and then I also don't understand. Like I understand that we're allies. I don't understand the financial relationship between Israel and the U.S. I just don't
Jews have
understand
money.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jews have money.
Is that the answer?
Jews help with
Is
a
it a
lot of
political
lobbying
answer?
in this country, and in exchange, they want Israel protected. So
It's mostly not the Jews here. It's the evangelical Christians who do that. The Jewish lobby is
their
like
own
pretty strong,
weird
but
motivation.
the most amount of money that gets sent to Israel is from really religious Christians.
Who think that Armageddon is coming?
Who
the
think
apocalypse?
it's you know what? I don't really know the Christian thing, but it's something about like the
Jesus can't come back unless the Jews control is Jerusalem or something. Or
like
I don't
something. The fulfillment of something is the Jews have to have Israel, the
Revela-
whole land of Israel,
Revelations.
and Jesus will go there. Like Jesus will come down to there. I think.
Nah, he's coming to America.
I don't know. It's like the right thing for a weird reason, you know.
I think maybe everybody just trying to team up against Muslim people.
Well, Muslim people have teamed up against all of us.
Yeah, the cab drivers, they hate them now. They want their own Uber companies.
Well, I don't.
What?
I just made that up.
Did you see that?
I don't mean American Muslims. American Muslims are American. I mean like the fundamentalist batshit crazies over there
Yeah.
that would
every
happily burn
religion-
Israel to the ground.
Over there,
Every
you mean like Long
religion-
Island City?
Every
Where-
religion
in
has
this
their
general
fundamentalist batch
direction.
crazies that are happy to set a ton of shit on fire.
Jews.
Nightmare.
Well, my other question is, so if the Syrian refugees are mostly Muslims, why don't the many Muslim countries surrounding Israel who have billions of Muslims already living there and huge amounts of territory, why don't they absorb them? Why don't they absorb the Palestinians? Why is it the responsibility of tiny Israel to bear the brunt of this like demographically impossible chore?
I don't know. What are the arguments for that? Like, what are the people
It's a
that
country
saying?
of Jews and fuck them. Like it's
Yeah.
the whole people hate Jews. Everything is covert anti-Semitism. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. Criticism of Israel for unfair things is anti-Semitism, and you're allowed to do it now because it's making a comeback.
Mm-hmm. Anti-Semitism's big now.
Yeah.
It's like the new Timberland boots. Very popular.
Very
Yeah.
popular. All right, cool. I mean, I buy that. I see a conspiracy against women in everything that I see. Fucking just covert misogyny. But I don't.
But it's not covert. It's very overt. People are just openly racist against Israel, and which is racist against Jews.
Yeah.
All right.
But Kaytlin,
And
I mean,
let me
come
say
on,
this.
it's not
As a Jew,
There are arguments on both sides. It's a complicated issue. It's not like
As a
I think
Jew-
that demonizing on either side is fucking wrong. To pretend that there's an enemy and a hero in this story, but it's a complex issue.
but wait,
right?
what were you saying? As a Jew,
a lot of Israeli Jews are very annoying.
Very annoying. I'm 100%
they're
on board
really,
with that.
they're
Tables
really
on
horrible
Israelis.
people.
My people
They're
are
really,
a pain in the
Yes!
butt. Yes.
They're really awful.
Thank you.
They're irritating. I
Yeah.
agree, and that's a real thing. That,
Yeah, that's a
that
real
doesn't help
thing.
us
Real
at all.
thing.
Because they believe they're right about everything. They won't shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're bossy as fuck.
I did
But
stand up
that's all
over
I
there, and they
needed.
didn't like me. They did not. I got into a lot of arguments
because of the
over there.
tattoos.
No, just because they didn't think my comedy was good. But their comedy
they're
was
wrong.
very bad.
Yeah, they're cunty. They really
Yeah.
are. They're a difficult people. That's the thing. It's hard to kind of like them,
Yeah.
And I'm Israeli, and I love my family. My whole family's there, but I find Israelis to be so difficult and annoying. If I can, and here also.
Yeah,
for
as a
some
waitress,
reason,
they give the French
ones who
run for their money.
Well, the ones who come here are more aggressively like that. Do you know what I mean? Like when I've worked for people who are Israeli, it's more annoying than working for just a goy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's for me, the goyim are easier to get along with. But But it's like those are my people, you know? What am I going to do?
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I get why you're, like, on Team Jew. I'm just, like, saying that, like, talking about complicated issues or saying, like, hey, maybe it's not 100% or blah, 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 blah. Maybe that's not anti-Semitism. Maybe that's just someone from the outside trying to understand, and I don't have a team identity. I'm certainly not Team Muslim, but I'm also not Team Jew.
Saying. But people don't go, well, let's look at this in a reasonable way. People go, Israel's wrong. What can we do about Israel? So there's a lot of demonization of Israel without looking at a big picture. If you were going to be reasonable, that'd be one thing. But I don't see this being a totally reasonable balance.
You don't think I'm
exchange.
having a reasonable, like...
Well, because the last thing you told me about Israel was, why don't we let Israel burn? And I found that to be like a very Holocausty, like not on Team Jew statement.
You're taking that way out of context.
You said it twice.
Maybe that's possible, but I was like, from an American perspective, if you're looking like American interests, does all of our fucking foreign policy, the 2 wars that we've been fighting for the last decade, does that all go away if we just go, okay, cool, sorry, Israel, you got to take care of your own shit, we're done?
You think
they're
wars
doing more than
are
that.
Israel's responsibility?
They're giving weapons to Iran. They're giving money to Iran, who's declared war on Israel.
The war in Afghanistan happened because we gave them weapons in the first place. So who would you rather?
Shitty.
Muslim extremists in a shithole failed state, or the Jews in Israel who can keep stability and peace in this area?
I stopped pretending to understand foreign policy many years ago. I made a weird,
I don't understand foreign policy, but that's an obvious thing.
It's not that. I mean, like, it's not like we just randomly dropped
It's not an obvious thing that radical Muslims in Afghanistan should probably have less of our weaponry than the very
Why did we arm them?
disciplined Jewish military.
For fun? Did we arm them because we're playing like a fucking live action World of Warcraft? Like, why did we arm them? Was there no reason?
Yeah, but you're telling me it's exactly an equal thing.
No, I'm not saying it's exactly an equal thing. I'm saying it's fucking complicated and I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Is that, like, I made a deal with my dad a long time ago, like, to not get involved in foreign policy. I just haven't had someone sit down and explain to me, like, it feels like our support of Israel has had way more consequences for us. We've been fighting 2 wars for over a decade.
But not because of Israel. That's fucking crazy.
Okay. All right.
You think that the war in Iraq and Afghanistan is because of Israel? Are you out of your damn mind?
I'm saying that's what they're saying. Like,
Who's
the fucking
Obama.
No, Osama.
We've
like,
settled this. He is a Muslim.
He's
Please
Kenyan
continue.
Muslim,
Right.
sure.
I'm just
He
like,
is. He has to be.
What?
He's Kenyan Muslim. There's no 2 ways about it. I believe my girlfriend's Republican stepdad.
Oh, you really can't be pigeonholed.
Yeah, I really believe him. He says he's a Kenyan Muslim. That's I'm buying it.
Science.
Yeah, I guarantee you, when he goes home at night, he takes that suit off, puts on one of those weird robes, puts that carpet down, prays to Mecca, and then
chain smokes quietly behind the White House.
and then probably watches Fallon.
Well, I speak for the show when I say we distance ourselves from that. And we don't
guests
endorse,
do not
and we
reflect
respect
the-
Obama and
Aaron
Obama.
Berg's opinions are not necessarily those of Crass to Mouth. They are more representative of Sean Hannity and Megyn Kelly. Please follow him at Fox News.
I mean, we are like, we should win some kind of truth in advertising. It is crass and mouthy around here.
Yeah. You guys get all amped up over here.
We
Feels
do.
like a Black Lives Matter protest. How much you're yelling.
I just only being.
Well, we can't agree. Like, as much as we get along and we like each other, but
Yep.
we cannot agree, me and her.
I'm
That's
really
great.
excited to see that
Yeah.
come out on the roast battle,
So we're
October
roast battling each
20th
other.
at
You
the
guys are
stand.
roasting?
I can't wait for that.
Me
Really?
neither.
It's gonna really go down. I mean, I know not to underestimate this bitch because she went up against Nick Mullen, a very talented open micer, and
Bad breath, though. You ever been close to him?
Oh, he's the worst.
Guy smells like he's been munching on shit cakes.
Yeah, which
since
I think is
fucking
what he
sun up.
subsists
I
on.
mean,
Yeah.
right.
Very
he
talented
can't afford
comic, though.
Very
Food. He's just
talented.
eating his own
But
shit.
you get within like 4 feet of him, you're like, what am I in traffic behind a garbage truck? You're like, oh no, that's Nick Mullen
She kicked his ass
talking.
in a roast.
Did you?
Yeah, I
What'd you
did.
do?
I
Pull a
won.
titty out and smack him in his face?
Yeah, that's exactly how I won. I just smacked him back and forth with my big
Yeah,
tits.
see, you like those?
He lost the ability to process information. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
done with I have 2 scheduled roasts and then I'm not roasting anymore.
You were a
who
great
gonna roast,
judge.
I'm roasting Pete Lee.
Okay.
thank
That's gonna
you.
be fun.
Yeah, Pete Lee. It's all just like jokes about how slutty his ex-wife is. They got divorced.
Yeah, so now she's fair game.
Yeah, so I call it like a
You got an advantage though because you already know what people are gonna say about you, like pretty much off the bat,
muscles
right?
and that I don't write.
What with your 2 books? You're just not a writer.
Yeah, but I focus more on books than stand-up. It's all crowd work now. Yeah, so Pete Lee, and then I'm going to roast Mike Cannon. Mike Cannon's hard. You don't know what's going to... I mean, all you can make fun of is that he needs Just for Men hair products, and that's... bites his nails like a 4-year-old. And that's it. Mike Cannon's a hard guy. Pete Lee's a very good writer, but after that, I'm done. These things are too much work.
They are a lot of work.
They're too much work for not enough money.
Not
and
enough
for, like,
money.
the
There's
10
no
minutes
money.
of doing it. It's like you can work for hours.
It's hours.
It's hours.
It's
Yeah.
hours.
And it's
to
over
write a
in
roast.
like in a matter
But
of
Yeah.
minutes.
it's collaborative. Like I think writing roast jokes is really fun. It's a really fun writing exercise, and I like hooking up with like other people and and
I
working
like
with
writing
other
roast jokes
comics
about
and, like,
people that I
tightening
know,
jokes.
though,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that's the like I'm not gonna it's not about being mean or whatever, but like now that I know you a little bit and we do this show, it's gonna be the dopest, most fun thing to go at it. I think that we should play it on here.
I think that we can definitely play clips, right? Is that something that we can do?
Caitlin Bailey's pussy is so nice.
Yeah.
How
Wait,
nice is it?
Let me write this down.
It's so nice she used to charge to let people enter it. Caitlin calls it Pussy Wally World because when she clamps her labia together, it looks like duck lips.
Please write the rest of my set for me.
Caitlin's got a tattoo on her taint. On top it says sorry, and near the taint it says I'm not tighter. Caitlin Bailey's asshole is so... I don't know why it's Borat, the Swedish Borat doing this. Caitlin Bailey's asshole is so loose, you could tell what she had for breakfast whenever you eat her asshole. I'm kidding. What do I look like? A customer in North Carolina? Caitlin Bailey's tits are so rambunctious. How rambunctious? They got pulled over by a cop for driving while black.
My great strength is that nobody knows me.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you going to say about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the hard thing with Nick. I mean, Nick and I both had that challenge.
But Nick is so roastable. If you just look at him
Yeah,
for 2
I know.
seconds, he's like one of the most roastable people who ever lived.
Well, it was funny because like the setup was all like super shitty stuff, like illegal Chinese tenement housing and fucking bed bugs and herpes. It's like that's a terrible combination of things. I mean, like
He
it was
has
great.
herpes?
And bed bugs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm not going to shake his hand anymore when I see him.
You can't
Well,
get
he
herpes
got-
that
Herpes,
way.
bed bugs, and halitosis. That's a fucking recipe for a career in radio.
fairness, he got rid of his bed bugs by just
Breathing on
eliminating
them.
the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, fumigating it.
Right, with his toxic breath.
Hey, bed bugs. Dead.
Good night, my angels.
He inhales
was
them and then blows them out like fucking Michael Clark Duncan in Green Mile. Just
Yeah.
The irony is he was just trying to talk to them like a friend.
Are you guys gonna stay here forever and ever? Don't leave me. Nick Mullen. Yeah,
Nick
it'll
Mullen.
be great. You guys will roast. I wonder.
I can't
if
wait.
It's gonna keep going. It's the roasting career now is so odd because everybody does it now. It used to be like so rare. You know, the Dean Martin and those guys would do it, and that was it. Now everybody roasts. Now.
I'm excited for it. I think I'm ready to jump on the roast wagon.
Yeah, there's
Are
a
you-
roast wagon.
Yeah.
What do you got to promote?
My brand new book is out. We are right behind Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart for Best Political Humor Book.
What's your book called?
On Amazon. It's called American Etiquette, Failing Upwardly in a Fox News Nation. You could get it at Amazon, Kindle, iBooks, Barnes & Noble, or my website, aaronberg.com. And my Twitter is at Aaron Berg Comedy, and I'll be doing Gotham Live next Tuesday. You can watch that on Access Television.
Nice.
That's awesome. Do you have anything to promote, Karen?
I'm going to be at the Primetime Emmys in just several days, so I'm busy being very important.
That's awesome. What are you
Not-
going to
it's
wear?
not my, oh my God, I'm going to wear the sickest dress. it's Kurt's accomplishment, you
Yeah.
know, but
Right.
I'm making it as much about me and my tits as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's what you got to do.
we'll see. I'm going to pull it out.
That's
What
it.
about you?
Well, I'm going to be in Cincinnati in sometime in October. I'll tweet the dates later.
You're on the road more than anybody.
Tonight.
In October.
Yeah.
A month away.
Tonight, I'm in. Can we get this out tonight? When can we get this out? I'm in Connecticut tonight. It's my fucking birthday. You guys
planning
are the
more
worst.
birthday?
It's my birthday.
Today?
Yeah. Today
Oh,
is
yeah.
my birthday.
Happy
How do we
birthday.
wait? Yeah, we'll end the show. Happy birthday, Kaytlin.
Thank you so much.
Do you want me to eat you out while we live stream?
Not now.
Caitlin.
My pussy smells like wet garbage.
It's the
today.
least he can do.
Smells like wet garbage.
Yeah.
Caitlin hates getting her pussy eaten.
I
by the
do.
way.
I
asked
also
her
do.
years ago.
Yeah, I have problems with it.
When we first met.
You like getting your pussy eaten? She's like, no.
A lot of girls feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but whatever.
Yeah, I find it hateful.
October 20th, you can watch Keren and I go head to head at the stand.
That's
It's going to
exciting.
be very
Their food's
exciting.
awesome, and the jokes are gonna be
And then this Saturday,
reasonably good.
This Saturday, I've got Allison and I's show, I'm Fine Probably, which is also going to be my birthday party
Nice.
at her apartment. We're going to do an apartment show, and that's going to be in Brooklyn. So I'll just give her address out. Fuck it. 818 McDonough Street in fucking Brooklyn.
Hi, I'm here to rape somebody.
Yeah, this Saturday at 7:30. Come try to rape Allison and I at our show.
Allison,
I'm Fine
if you're
Probably.
listening, you're welcome.
Allison Clamp. Yeah, this Saturday. Well, that's been
That
Crass
was
to
an
Mouth.
awesome show. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming,
you.
Aaron.
Till
Thank
next
you.
time. Bye.
That was fun, guys.
Great.
Good. I'm glad you.
Much.